Time today. How does the lyrics go? Oh God, you guys sing it. Come on, give Dan the song. Yeah. By the way, I just want to say that all of those songs were like Turner licensed music that we made for the little point and click adventure game. And it was I just went in and sang over them I didn't care. I just went in and did them for the game. And then we kept listening to them while we were writing season 2. And Harmon was like, we have to use these songs.
Yeah. All those songs were generated for Summer's iPod in the first Rick and Morty video game, which was an online point and click adventure.
Yeah.
The rushed license adventure.
Yeah, you can still play it. It's still on AdultSwim.com.
Summer has an iPod in there, so Justin was just filling the iPod with Summer's music.
Yeah. There was no thought or time or they weren't written. It wasn't it was just okay. Let's just get these done really quick.
But what about you? What is it like in Asgard?
We get Rick and Morty. That's all I care about. And Community, another show that
same dance.
Honestly, at first I was like, oh, the Jeff Winger guy. I don't know. He was on Talk Soup. I don't know if I'm gonna like this. Somebody was like,
I felt
dude,
the same way.
They were like, dude, you're gonna love this show. I watched it. I'm like, it's awesome.
Joel McHale, I heard, wanted to audition for that part. Not audition even, just was interested in the part. And I watched The Soup and I thought the same thing. This guy can't. He's too.
This piece of shit.
He's too cynical. He's too jaded. He's too witty. You know, I need somebody soft and and then he came in and he never auditioned for me anyway, because sitting and talking to him on the sofa, I was like, this is the guy, because he has that crazy David Spade exterior, but that's the irony, is how warm and human he is underneath. But
shout out to Joel.
Just like Iron Man. Just like Iron Man.
Oh my God, it's Megatron. Oh my goodness gracious.
It's one of the.
Oh no!
Shit! He's pointing the gun.
You too.
And as we all know, Megatron's gun, which is the scope of a Walther.
Yeah, he can't hurt you until he transforms.
For some reason, when Megatron turns into a tiny gun that is held by Soundwave, he can blow the shit out of Optimus Prime.
Yeah. He's not in the right form to cause any damage to anybody right now.
Weirdest bad guy ever. It's a gun. His legs are each one half of a gun handle, and the good guy's a semi truck. It just doesn't seem like a fair fight.
Yeah, they just kind of. I think there were some toys that maybe existed that
sorry,
they had to work.
Megatron. I don't mean to. I mean to throw shade.
I kind of want to go back to Get Schwifty because, I look at the translator and, she translates and mouths shit on the floor.
Oh, that's so cool.
How do you translate shit on the floor? Morty.
Oh. Wait, one more time for me. Shit on the floor.
Oh, shit is a thumb getting pulled out of a butt.
Shit on the floor.
Yeah, everyone knows how to say shit in sign language.
Wow, we're learning. I'm so sorry for any of the youngins out in the crowd and their parents who are. Well, you guys watch Rick and Morty. What am I saying?
Except for, yeah, but it's worth it. Think of if you are a parent and you're bummed out. Think of the handful of parents who are parents of maybe hearing impaired kids, and it's like those kids just got their life ratcheted up a notch. Morty, worth it.
Morty, we have a sign language person. Oh, geez, Rick, we got ourselves a real sign language person over here communicating visually what we're talking about.
I know, it's crazy. She's totally interpreting everything that we're talking about right now, Morty.
Oh man, this is crazy, Rick. This is super crazy, Rick. Can you keep up? Is she gonna be able to keep up with me?
I don't know, Morty. How fast can we go? Let's talk about zoos. Have you ever been to a zoo?
I love zoos. I love panda bears. I love Japan. I like pizza. I could never. She's too fast for me. She's too fast.
Speaking of the youngins, I have a question from a youngin right here. Your question, sir.
How do you guys come up with titles for the episodes such as autoerotic assimilation?
I'm over here.
Oh my God, there you are.
Over here.
How do we come up with titles like autoerotic as Rick's-fiation? What is that? What it is? It's it's a pun on Rick's, right?
Yeah, I guess. In the 80s, TV TV shows, like Remington Steele was a show, and so every title of every show would be like Steele of the Night and Steele of Dreams. I don't know.
Seinfeld is always like the soup guy. It's always the something. It's always the word the and then.
I guess it's just a sloppy homage to cleverness.
Yeah, we tried to like we were like, okay, let's stick with like spoofs of movies, and then it was like, well, then the Rick puns, and then it kind of just fell apart. Like we like the consistency sort of became, I guess, less consistent.
I think what we're glossing over is 2 minutes ago that kid just learned what shit on the floor is in sign language. Now he's learning what autoerotic asphyxiation is.
Yeah.
You're gonna go home a fully rounded person.
But it's a sci-fi. When I was like 10 years old, I'm not telling people how to raise their kids, but all the parents here that have their kids here, I think they're nailing it because look at me, look how I turned out. When I was like 8, 9, 10 years old, my parents were separated, and my mom and I didn't have a very good. We weren't emotional people. My mom's kind of a hyper-verbal, nerdy woman, and we didn't hug and like cuddle and stuff, but she read sci-fi, and we started going to sci-fi conventions together, and there would, it would like, we'd go to an author, and the author would be a transgender author, and like say like all kinds of crazy evocative things about, and I was 9 years old, and my mom would say, you know what that word means, you know what that means, and I don't know, I'm just high-roading us.
Well, I think you're right though. I think it's important that, younger kids, because like in the 70s, like shit flew. Like you could watch anything and your parents were like, whatever. And then like we're at a point now where it's so safe. Like everyone wants everything to be so safe. Yeah. So they flip around, they see Rick and Morty, and it's like it's not safe anymore. Yeah. The younger kids.
It has a
watch
safe
this
veneer.
Well, I never get a chance to talk to parents who won't let their kids watch Rick and Morty. I only talk to the parents who do, and with the kids 8 years old, in my head I go, I'm not sure how old my kid would have to be before I let him watch Rick and Morty, but it's up to the parent, and I think that the parent is the key. I don't think there's anything you can expose your kid to.
The parent is the key.
If your parent's there, like
this is an ARG, an ARG.
Famous horror directors. There are people whose parents let them watch horror movies when they were 3 years old.
That was me. I was going into the West Coast Video, and I would go right to the horror section, and I'm like 6 years old, and I'm coming back with like, I don't know, whatever horrible Full Moon Productions, movie
Some puppet
with like
master
or like Clive Barker's Hellraiser 3, with like a horrible sex scene where the girl gets killed. I'm 6 years old, and my mom, and it's like, yeah, no, it's fine. Okay, cool.
Because she's like, he's either going to be rich or a mass shooter, and in either case, I'm out. Yeah, I'm not going to get any back end on this deal.
It wasn't until I was 9 that all fell apart for about a week. My mom was like, all right, no more of this horrible horror movie stuff for a week.
I think half the kids in the audience are like, what's a video store?
I know, yeah. West Coast Video.
Yeah, my kid was 9 when I started watching Rick and Morty with her, and you shamed me on Twitter saying I was irresponsible.
Yeah. That's the right thing to do, though. That's the right thing to do. Shame anyone who lets their children watch Rick and Morty.
And then secretly be like, cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool.
I think 9's a good age. Any smart kid at 9 years old is either being exposed to cool stuff that's probably looks a little edgy for them, for their age. The alternative is that they're a smart kid and they're just exposed to mainstream stuff, and then they have to internalize their sociopathic schism from society. Like they'll just. When I was 9 years old, I started realizing everyone was a robot. I became obsessed. I thought the world was some game that God was playing with me, and everyone was fake.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was losing my mind.
That's
I don't think you're that far off, really.
That's incredible.
And I think that's a thing that happens.
We all go through that. If you haven't, you will. Everyone's a robot. You're the only real person. This whole thing's a giant test.
Probably got time for
But if you read Douglas Adams or something at that age, then you go, oh, okay, maybe this world's real because this guy's talking about what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We're back here by the Morty amorphous head.
Right, lift it up, come on,
there we go. Oh, I see. Okay, yep.
So, my question to you is, why did you choose to narrate the court case using Rick and Morty's voice?
This guy. Well, I mean, like Harmon You found it.
Somebody sent it to me in a text, and I read the transcript, and I thought it was just bad comedy. I thought it was somebody wrote a bad hack, like comedy thing, and then I researched it, and it was real. It was a real court case, and then I was obsessed with it, so I came into the writer's room, and I read it with another writer.
Yeah, one of the writers.
I think Jane.
Yeah.
She read one part and I read the other part, and we were just going back and forth, and all the other writers are cracking up just because if you just read that transcript, it's insane. And then Justin came in while we were reading it, and then it was like.
And Harmon, I mean, we were super busy, but Harmon was like, if you can just find time to like just record this, and I was like, abso-effing-lutely.
And then Erica Hayes, who works so fast and clean, like as a storyboard artist, we knew, that she was able to create just storyboards that flowed with it.
Yeah, I mean, it was really, if you look at it, it's really, I think Erica did like maybe 10 panels, across that whole like 9-minute or however long it is thing, and it just worked so well. But yeah, it was hilarious. We didn't actually know if we were going to be able to show it to anybody, because it was like, what are we gonna do with this? Like, we made it, and it was kind of like, well, what can we do with this?
Yeah, I'm not complaining, but so we don't get to meet Stan Lee. They said Stan Lee's.
I want to meet Stan Lee.
I thought he was going to be out here.
You thought,
like right
he
now.
was moderating your panel, and
Yeah,
they're like,
I
guess
guess.
what? You get the comic book men.
No, you're great. I'm sorry to disparage you.
No. I think we do.
You should
I
disparage
think everyone
us.
here gets to meet Stan Lee, right? And in a spiritual sense.
Okay.
Right? Like, we're all kind of. We're in Stan's house right now.
He's orbiting the Earth in a special medical platform to cope with cameo fatigue. He has a rare disorder called cameo fatigue.
We love him.
The weirdest thing about that transcript too is that, like, we went for a tour of the Rick and Morty studios yesterday. It looks like the most fun place to work ever. I don't know if that's the case.
That's fun, yeah.
There was a dude in like full wizard garb, like a robe and a wizard hat. It's strange. But okay, we got 1 minute. But like
That guy's been fired.
And I rewatched the. Oh, he's gone.
Wow. Yeah. That was the last day. It was like, all right. No more wizards.
I rewatched the court thing, and like afterwards, I was like, "That's somebody's real life. Like that's a guy saying that to a judge, and a judge arguing back. Like how bizarre is that?
Yeah.
Like,
How crazy is it that the judge gets sucked into the? There's a point where the judge becomes the aggressor.
It's like a Breakfast Club thing. He's like, "I got you for your
That's
natural born life."
That's a really good. That is exactly what happens. It's like you get the horns bender. Like it's like all of a sudden the guy with all the power suddenly is down in the dirt with you. So how is the dirty guy not the hero in that case? If you can get an elitist to get down in the mud with you, by any means necessary.
Yeah.
You got one more question, man? We got time for one more.
Got time for one more. Make it a good one, my friend. Right here on stage level.
Oh, cool.
Hi.
Hi.
Will my buddy Bird Person be back in season 3?
Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
This may not be a good season for Bird Person.
Yeah, that's all we're gonna say. That is all. No, actually, well, no, that is all we're gonna say. I almost said something, but like, no, I shouldn't. Trust me, you'll thank me. You'll thank me when you watch it yourself.
Bird Person's residuals have been unfavorable.
So we're getting a high sign. So everyone, Justin, Roiland, and Dan Hart.
Thank you guys so much.